Okay, folks, I wanted to catch you up on where I'm at with Chinaco. You already know I was using him on the ranch down there for a month or so, and it was worth $1 million. But as you know, I'm not traditionally making this horse when people throw the word around traditional. Well, okay, I want to explain to you why. Everybody that makes a spade bit horse, in their brain, they want to emulate somebody or some style. And I showed you before on the bit videos about the 1940s and the mission days and all the different eras of a spade bit. Well, what I want to emulate, because I have the genetics, would be the horse from the mission days. That's where I've always pictured Chinaco being that type of a spade bit horse. Okay, the fact is, I'll never rope a grizzly. I'll never start a colt at 5 years old. And I'll never sell a steer that's 5 years old. Okay, so now I am no longer traditional because I've done none of that. I also, as you know, don't have anything on my spade bit. And that's a personal choice of mine that I've learned over the years, that by riding in rough terrain, he puts self-carriage in himself. So the correct way to ride a Bosal, as you know, is two-handed, okay? So I'm going to show you. This is me riding two-handed, okay? When I ask him, he walks backwards. He knows now that when I set up my skeleton, he walks backwards on loose rein. So my job as a reinsman is to get him made so that when he's in the spade is nothing more than self-carriage. My skeleton tells him which way to turn. So on that note, the word turn, this is why you ride a Bosal two-handed. I can tip one side and turn him, okay? That was over 6 months ago. Now, you've heard me talk about a flat hand to split reins. Now I ride the hackamore with a flat hand, because the fact is, I roped off him. You can't ride two-handed hackamore and rope off a horse. It doesn't work. So now I can, in fact, ask him to turn and raise my, watch my wrist. Right turn. Left turn. I'm keeping my hand high just for the sake of showing you. So what I really am doing is my lateral work is being done with a flat hand. But for me, I'm doing less hand and more skeleton. So my hand stays quiet and I want to turn to the right, he'll turn without my hand moving. That's preparing him for the spade bit. Okay, moving right along. Now, what I've done is I've started riding him like a Romal. So I'm riding him with a closed hand, with a thumb up, just like I will the Romal rein. And the reason is because of roping. It's easier to hold the rope if I ride him like a Romal. So I can do just like a two rein, except I only have one, and watch him bridle up. Okay, so that is telling you that he's starting to pick up the self-carriage thing. When I bump, he bridles up. As he bridles up, he rolls the cricket. So he's in self-carriage. That's why I wanted to take the time to show you the 3 different things I've done with this Mecate. So when I'm ready, I will hang everything else on the bridle, and he will be 99% done. And this, in fact, will be the process of what you would typically see in a two rein. So my theory of how I make a spade bit horse works for me. And once again, we've noticed a lot of different YouTube videos now, bridles and bits. And I'm really glad to see that, because a lot of people are following Chinaco and they have a horse the same age. So I encourage you to look at all those videos, and then you get to do what cowboys have done for centuries. You look at it and you say, well, I know what not to do. Or you look at it and say, I'd really like to do that. So there's more than one voice out there now. And I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not the only voice, because you can compare. Because as you'll notice, nobody does this the same. I'm just showing you what I do. But he will be in self-carriage and off my skeleton when I hook up the Romal. So that's where we're at now. And he's comfortable. Cricket rolls as soon as I give him back the bit. He clocks out. He knows he's done. See it? Thank you.